Good morning to everybody. Today's online class deals with the contract costing or contract accounting because this contract unit appears both in accountancy as well as in costing. So it may be called as contract costing or contract accounting. In this chapter we are going to see the formats and how the problems are solved under contract accounts. First one, meaning of contract costing. Contract costing is a specific order costing system that is applied to all high value jobs that will not be completed in a single accounting period. It means this contract costing is applicable only for those work which requires long time for its completion. Small period work will not come under this type. For example, one day work is not coming under contract costing or contract accounting. A work which requires a minimum of 1 year or 6 months period, it will come under the contract costing. Another definition, contract costing, such jobs takes a long time to complete and may spread over 2 or more of the contractor's accounting year. So this is the meaning for contract costing. Then another important term is retention clause. Contracts often have a retention clause that entitles a customer to withhold a certain percentage of value of the certified work. This is to ensure that the contractor attends to any defective work in future. All the work completed will not be paid by the owner immediately. The owner retains or withhold some portion of the work completed for safety purpose. This is if there is any defective or fault in his work in future, that should be rectified by the contractor. For that purpose, the owner retains some portion of the total contract price with him. After attending or after solving the defective goods or defective work in future, that balance amount is given to him. So this is called a retention clause. Work certified, the value which is receivable on finishing a contract or part of the contract after certifying it with the authority or architect certificates. This is called a work certified. The value completed by the contract is to be certified, is to be verified by an architect because he knows how much the work is completed or in what percentage the work is completed or in which value the work is completed. In this manner, he gives a certificate. On the basis of the certificate issued by architects, the amount will be transferred to contractor. The work certified will be credited to contract account. Work uncertified, completed work but not certified by the architect. It will also credited to contract account. It is also some portion of the work may or may not be completed fully or partially. In that case, that work is not certified by the architects, but they are portionally or completely completed by the contract. They are called work uncertified. It will also appear in the credit side of contract account. Notional profit. Notional profit represents the difference between the value of work certified and cost of work certified. So notional profit, this profit is a imaginary profit at the outsides before including or any other extra or operating expenses of the contract, some profit may be arrived in the contract account. That profit is known as notional profit. It is not fully enjoyed by the contractor. Cost plus contract. It is also another important term in contract accounting. The contract price is ascertained by adding a certain percentage of profit to the total cost of work. Such type of contracts are entered into when it is not possible to estimate the contract price with reasonable accuracy due to unstable condition of material, labor services, etc. Sometimes the contractor may not estimate the total amount required for completion of a contract because of the unstable market conditions existing. So in that case, he simply add this clause, cost plus contract clause into the contract. It gives the way for adding a certain percentage of profit along with the total cost of work after the work is completed. So this is called a cost plus contract. Escalation clause. It is also another important term that always used in contract costing. Escalation clause. Escalation clause is usually provided in the contracts as a safeguard against any likely changes in the price or utilization of material or labor. If during the period of execution of a contract, the prices of material or labor rise beyond a certain limit, the contract price will be increased by an agreed amount. Inclusion of such a term in contract deed is known as escalation clause. Unfortunately, unexpectedly, some price rises may prevail in the market. In that case, the actual contract price is increased proportionally according to the unexpected price increase. This clause provides how much percentage of total contract price is to be added along with the predetermined earlier contract price. This clause is known as escalation clause. This escalation clause is applied where the prices of material or labor are increased abnormally due to any one of the reason. If it is the case, then the contract price is also adjusted accordingly after the work is completed. Then it is called a escalation clause. This is the contract account formats, ledger formats. This format is to be applied at the time of solving the problems. So contract account debit side to material, labor, other expenses, opening value of plant, etc. are entered on debit side of this contract account. Simply all the expenses. In credit side, there is a heading work in progress. In this heading, under this heading, work certified, work uncertified, closing value of plant, closing value of material. These four things are recorded under this heading, work in progress. So these four items are entered on the credit side of the contract account. Contract work certified, if it is given, that should be entered. If it is not given, cash received from contractor is given. In that case, the cash received amount is converted as work certified by using a particular formula which will be discussed in later. Work uncertified, if it is given, that should be entered. It is not given, then there is no problem. If there is any opening value of plant, definitely there must be closing value of plant. Opening value, from the opening value of plant, depreciation should be deducted. The balance amount is called closing value of plant. That should be entered on credit side of contract account. Then closing value of material, if it is given in the problem, that should be entered. Then another information that should be entered in credit side of contract account is material returned. Some materials may be used in the contract and returned to some other, transferred to some other contract. Then it is called material returned. Or some materials with unsatisfactory quality that may be returned to the purchaser. Then it is called material returned. Plant returned. While entering the plant return, we have to deduct the appropriate depreciation from the material return. The balance amount should be transferred to some other contract or some other places. Cash, sale of plant or material. If there is any sale of plant or material, that should be entered in the credit side by cash, by profit and loss account. If there is any loss or loss of material or plant or defective materials that are entered in profit and loss account, that amount is given in the credit side of the contract account. After entering all these debit and credit side items, the contract account should be balanced, and the balance amount is called notional profits. Just I already told you, it is a imaginary profit. So notional profit is calculated by preparing the contract account. After that, the notional profit should be entered on credit side of the contract account. In the debit side to profit and loss account, from the notional profit, a certain percentage of profit should be transferred to profit and loss account. The balance is kept as a reserve. While entering the accounts, opening the accounts for next year, then the total value of work in progress amount should be again entered in debit side. From the total of work in progress, less reserve amount should be deducted. The balance is called a second year opening balance. So the contract is continuing for the next year. Then we have to enter the opening value of previous contract work. The opening value is total value of work in progress. That is 4 information discussed already. Work certified, work uncertified, closing value of material, closing value of plant. These are the 4 information. These we have to total all these 4 information. That is called the total of work in progress. From this total, we have to less the reserve that we already given in the balancing figure. Reserve. The reserve amount should be deducted. Then the balance amount is called second year opening balance. If the cash received alone is given without giving the work certified, then the cash received amount should be converted as work certified. For this, the formula is cash received divided by percentage into 100. After applying this formula, cash received amount is converted as work certified, and the same amount should be entered in credit side of the contract. Balance sheet, this is the format for balance sheet. Work in progress amount should be entered in the asset side, less reserve, less cash received. The balance amount should be transferred in asset side. Plant returned, debtors, cash, like that. Liability side, profit and loss account, less loss of profit or loss, loss of material or plant, creditors, outstanding expenses if any, share capital if any. This is the small format for balance sheet. Treatment of profit on incomplete contracts. This is another important aspect while solving the problem. If work certified is below 25% of contract price, that is the total work certified given in every year is compared with the total contract price. If work certified is below the 25% of contract price, then full amount of notional profit should be transferred to reserve only. No need to transfer any amount to profit and loss account. If work certified is below 50% of contract price, then apply this formula for transferring the profit and loss, for calculating the amount to be transferred to profit and loss account. So notional profit into 1/3 into cash received divided by work certified. Cash received divided by work certified is equal to percentage of work completed. In some problems, the percentage alone is given. If the percentage is given, that should be entered instead of cash received divided by work certified. So, second point, if work certified is below 50% of contract price, then apply this formula for finding the amount to be transferred to profit and loss account. Notional profit into 1/3 into cash received divided by work certified. Likewise, if work certified is 50% and above of total contract price, then this formula should be applied. Notional profit into 2/3 into cash received divided by work certified. If there is any loss, instead of getting profit for 1 year, if there is any loss, full amount should be transferred to profit and loss account. In the year of completion, that is work certified is equal to total contract price. In that case, full profit should be transferred to profit and loss account. No need to transfer any amount to reserve account. This is the sum, particular sum. Now we go through the sum and how to solve it. The following was the expenditure on a contract for rupees 6 lakhs. Materials rupees 1,20,000, wages 1,64,400, plant business charges. Cash received amounted to rupees 2,40,000, being 80% of work certified. Material on hand at the end. Plant is to be depreciated by 10%. Prepare contract account. All the expenses should be entered in debit side. That is material, wages, plant, business charges. All these four should be entered in debit side of contract account. Credit side, work certified should be entered. In this problem, work certified is not given. Instead of that, cash received is given. This cash received amount of rupees 2,40,000 should be converted as work certified. For that, the formula is 2,40,000 into 100 divided by 80. Then the amount is transferred as converted as work certified. That work certified should be entered on credit side of the contract account. Materials on hand at the end, it is also entered on the credit side. Plant is to be depreciated by 10%. From the opening value of plant 20,000, we have to calculate 10% depreciation. The exact month is not given, so we assume that 1 year contract. So 20,000 into 10 by 100, 2,000. 2,000 should be deducted from 20,000. The balance amount of 18,000 should be entered on credit side of the contract account. So this is the solution. Contract account, debit side wages, material, plant, business charges. Credit side work certified. It is calculated by converting the cash received amount. Closing value of material 10,000. It is given in the problem. Closing value of plant from the opening balance 20,000 less 10%. Then the remaining amount 18,000 will be the closing value of plant. It should be entered on credit side. After entering all these information, the contract account should be balanced. The remaining amount is called notional profit, 15,000. That notional profit should be again entered in the credit side of the contract. Then we have to apply the how much amount should be transferred to profit and loss account. For that we have to compare the total contract price with work certified. In this problem, the contract price is 6 lakhs, work certified is 33 lakhs, then it is equal to 50%. If the 50% of the work is completed, then 2/3 profit should be transferred to profit and loss account. For that, 15,000 into 2/3 into 80/100. 8,000 should be transferred to P&L account. Balance amount is transferred to reserve account. So this is the simple problem. The next problem, from the following information prepare contract account, contract price 30 lakhs, material, wages, establishment expenses, plant. Cash received 80% of work certified. So in this problem also cash received is given, that should be converted into work certified. Work uncertified is given, material in hand at the end, plant and depreciation of plant at 10%. So same model. All the informations are entered, all the expenses are entered in the debit side of the contract account. Credit side, work certified is entered, work uncertified, closing value of material, closing value of plant. Then the difference amount is called notional profit, 75,000. Again it is divided into two parts, profit and loss account and reserve. Then another problem, Mr. Raj accepted a contract to construct Rani College. The contract price was 2,50,000. The following expenditures were incurred in respect of the contract for the year 2019. Prepare contract account. Materials sent to sites, contract account debit side. Plant installed, contract account debit side. Establishment charges, contract account debit side. Work certified, contract account credit side. Work at site on 31/12/2019, contract account credit side. Cash receipt from Rani College, it is not coming under contract account. Labor engaged at sites, debit side. Direct expenses, debit side. Materials returned to stores, contract account credit side. Work uncertified, work not yet certified, it is called work uncertified. It is also come under the credit side of contract account. Wages accrued on 31/12. Wages accrued should be entered, should be added along with the wages, along with the labor. So labor engaged 74,375. Add wages accrued 2,400. Both the amounts should be entered in debit side of the contract account. Value of plant on 31/12/2019. In this problem, closing value of plant is also given. So we need not calculate any depreciation, etc. This closing value of amount should be entered in credit side of the contract account. Then direct wages are, their expenses accrued on 31/12/2019. It is also added with the direct expenditure amounts. Now we go to see how to solve this problem. Solution for this particular problem. Contract account debit side, as usual, all the informations are entered. All the outstanding amount are again added with the particular expenditure. Credit side, work certified, work uncertified, closing value of material, closing value of plant are entered. Credit side, material returned is also entered. The difference amount is called notional profits, 28,275. The notional profit is again divided into two parts. One part is transferred to profit and loss account, another one reserve. For calculating the amount that should be transferred to P&L account, we have to compare the total contract price along with the work certified. Here work certified is 1,95,000. Total contract price is 2,50,000. So the contract work certified is above 50% of contract. So 2/3 amount is transferred to profit and loss account. This is a contract for 3 contracts. It is a contract for three different contracts: contract A, contract B, contract C. It is a problem that will come under part C. As usual, we solve all the problem individually, because contract A is different from contract B, contract B is different from contract C. So it includes three individual problems. Depreciation is to be charged on the plant at 10%, which is installed on the opening date of the contract in each case. So depreciation should be deducted from the opening value of plant, and this is used for calculating the closing value of plant. Contract A account, as usual, expenses are entered in the debit side, credit side work certified, closing value of material, closing plant is calculated, and that amount is entered. Difference amount is called notional profit. The notional profit is again divided into two parts. Here also 2/3 of the profit is transferred, as the work certified is above 50% of contract price. Contract B. In this problem, all the informations are entered. While balancing, we find that this is a loss. Contract B incurs a loss of rupees 2,720. So the full amount of loss is transferred to P&L account, profit and loss account. While calculating the value of plant, 6 months. It is a contract for 6 months. So depreciation is also provided for 6 months only. Okay. Contract C. In this problem, the total contract price is compared with the work certified. The work certified is below the 25% of contract price. So the full amount is transferred to reserve. No need to divide the profit to P&L account, and balance amount is called a reserve, because 25%, if the work certified is 25% and below, then full amount is transferred to reserve. In this problem also, for calculating the closing value of plant, we have to calculate depreciation for 3 months only. Another problem, same contract is going for 3 years. So it is a consecutive contract. So one particular work is undertaken and it will take 3 years for its completion. So every year, how to solve the problem, that will be shown, that we can understand by go through this problem. The following information relates to building contract for rupees 10 lakhs, for which 80% of the work in progress as certified by the architect is being received. 80% amount is received. So material issued debit side, direct wages, direct expenses, indirect expenses debit side of contract account, work certified credit side of the contract account, work uncertified credit side of the contract account, plant issued debit side of the contract account, material side credit side of the contract account. The value of plant at the end of first year, second year and third year was 11,200, 7,000 and 3,000 respectively. They themselves give the closing value of plant. So we need not calculate any depreciation. We simply put this closing value of amount on credit side of each year. Prepare contract account for 3 years, taking into account such profit as you think proper on incomplete contract. First year contract, all the expenses are entered, all the credit side informations are entered, both the totals are equal, that is no profit or no loss. So simply we balance it, total it. First year is over. Second year, all the informations are entered, notional profit is 1,99,400, total contract price is I think total contract price 10 lakhs. 10 lakhs. Here the second year, total work certified is 7,50,000. It is above 50% of contract price. So 2/3 of the profit is transferred to P&L account. Balance amount is kept as reserve. Third year, for each and every year, the closing value of previous year should be the opening value of this current year. Likewise, second year there is a opening balance, opening work in progress 2,51,000, which is the closing value of last year amount, first year amounts. That is 2,35,000 plus 2,800 plus 2,000 plus 11,200. That is 2,51,000. This is the value of opening balance for second year contract. Likewise, third year, for finding the third year opening value from the second year work certified, closing value of material, closing plant, work certified, that is 7,70,000 minus reserve amount of 93,053. That should be deducted from the opening value of work in progress. So this is the value of opening balance in the third year contract. That is 6,76,947. Remaining informations are as usual entered. This is the third year. So work certified is 10 lakhs. It is equal to total contract price. It means the total contract is completed in the third year. So there is no need to divide the notional profit into two parts. All the notional profits are transferred straightly to profit and loss account, because this is the year in which total work is completed. As the total work is completed, the total amount should be transferred to profit and loss account straightly. So these are some information relating with the contract costing or contract accounting. While solving the problems, we have to understand the format. We have to muck up the format first, and also we have to know how much amount should be transferred to profit and loss account. For this, we have to compare the total contract price with the work certified. If work certified is below 50%, then 1/3 profit should be transferred. If the work certified is above 50% of total contract price, in that case 2/3 profit is transferred. With these few words, let me see in another video. Thank you.